Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I'm gonna let everybody come back in the chat. Literally, somebody tried to call me off Instagram. I don't think she did it on purpose, but somebody tried to call me off Instagram, which I gotta turn that feature off because I hate when people try to FaceTime me off Instagram because people only FaceTime you off Instagram when they don't really know you in real life. But this particular person though, I don't think that she meant to do that. But I'm just saying in general, like normally that'd be like thirsty niggas will FaceTime you from Instagram and shit. I'd be like, what the hell? Um, but yeah, somebody tried to Instagram FaceTime me and it just took my whole thing out. So I'm gonna let everybody get back in the chat and then I'll keep on with the story. I'm like, dang, I was just getting into the dang story and now we gotta start the whole thing over. Why does my nose look crooked? And then when I look in the mirror though, it does not look crooked. I'm gonna take it more before. It's so strange. Maybe it's because I got the way I got the camera. It is the way I got the camera. I'm tripping. Okay, I'm gonna let everybody get back in here, and then, oh gosh, and then I'm gonna start telling the story again. I'm waiting on everybody to come back in. Well, not necessarily everybody, because I know that it's gonna take everybody else probably a little minute. And hopefully nobody else tries to call me off Instagram. Okay, so I'm gonna give this just a couple more minutes and then we're going to get back into the story. So while I'm waiting on everybody else to get into the chat, I'm gonna kind of go off where I left off. So basically what I was saying is myself and this other influencer had met through a mutual friend. This other influencer was very big into, well, is very big into coaching and like mentoring women in her field because she works in a field that is it's very lucrative, but it's considered taboo, her field. And because of that, a lot of the women that are already like kind of in that industry kind of like to gatekeep it and like all this other stuff. So I thought it was dope that she instead chose to be like, you know what, when I was trying to get into this industry, people weren't trying to give me the answers. They weren't trying to help me out. I had questions and nobody was trying to, basically, like, she was like, I had questions and nobody was trying to answer my questions because everybody just was on some, like, on some hater shit. So I felt like that was dope of her. So that's why originally I was like, oh, that's really cool. I like that approach versus like, I don't like the mean girl stuff. I don't like the whole like, oh, nobody gave me the answers, so F y'all, or this or that. Cause I'm just like, bro, literally sharing is free. And when you're good at what you do, then no matter what amount of information you give the next person, it's never gonna block what you got going on. So basically, so I ended up, stop Remy, girl, y'all, she be under here working my nerves. So I ended up getting cool with this person through our mutual friend, and myself and, well, actually, okay, no, I'll get there. I ended up getting cool with this person, so I start attending, like, she would have like events and stuff. And I'm one of those people where I'm gonna show you love, like when you have something going on that you do, like, I'm going to show you love. If I call you a friend of any sort, I'm just not no hating ass bitch. I don't have that like weirdo energy. Like, I'm going to support whatever it is that you do. I'm gonna support it. Girl, if you sell paper clips, I'm gonna post it on my story. Like, I'm gonna let it be known. Like, my friend has a business. This is what she does, and boom. Um, Even my friends who have more expensive services, like, even if I can't physically afford it, I'll still find some way to support them, you know, like whether it be a post, because I know I have a platform. So whether it be a post on my platform, my IG or whatever, um, I just, you know, I do what I can. So with this friend, that's what I was doing. I would come out to her events, like she would invite me out to her events or whatever. And basically what happened was I had introduced her to one of my absolute best friends. And me and this girl had been best friends for a super long time. And so she's originally she's from New York. So I'm like, oh, you know, I met this girl, da da da. She does these events. I think you guys would vibe because you like the same things to a certain degree. Like I just felt like they would vibe. So hold on, let me pull up these comments. So boom. So I introduced my best friend. I'm gonna call my best friend A, and I'm gonna call the other girl. I don't know why Marjorie just popped into my head. I'm gonna call her Marjorie. So Marjorie's the like business consultant. Well, Marjorie's the one with the consultant business that like helps women get into this field. And then the other friend, my best friend that I introduced her to, is gonna be A. So basically, Marjorie would start inviting us to her events and, you know, all this other stuff. And we would always tell her, you know, like, oh, you know, don't feel, because I mean, she charges for her events. So we would promote them, but we would also be like, hey, like, you know, don't feel like you have to, like, of course we want to come, like they were fun, so we're like, you know, of course we want to come, but don't feel like you have to, because we don't want you to feel like we're taking advantage of you because we're not paying to come. She'd be like, no, no, it's fine, it's cool, da da, I want y'all there. Y'all come out. She'd be like really excited when we would get there or whatever. Cool. And you know, it was a good vibe. So we would come out there, cool, good vibe. Um, so Marjorie and my friend A, I guess, started to get like super cool. And um of course not cool as me and A, because me and A been goddamn boom, we like this, you know. So but they started to hang out outside of like me being around, because like I might be at work or I might be out of town. So they would hang out, and I'm cool with that because I'm the type where I'm like, yo, like I don't mind mixing friend groups. Now, recently, I've decided to stop doing that so much because it's just been a couple instances where I'll be like, you know what? Maybe mixing friend groups. Like, I be trying to be on some, a like, this will be easier. Everybody can get together. Everybody can vibe out. Everybody gets along. But I'm just realizing that it don't work out like that a lot of times. So, but anyway, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, if I introduce you to somebody, if you hang out with them outside of being around me, I don't feel no type of way. So they would hang out, like if I wasn't available or whatever, they would end up they would hang out because they got along. So basically it got to this point where first off, okay, so where it started to get weird was Marjorie would start inviting Ada stuff and wouldn't invite me. And I'm like, okay, like, that's kind of, or like she would always be reaching out to A. Like she didn't really talk to me like that, but she would always be reaching out to A or whatever, like this, that, and the third. And by this time, like me and Marjorie, we had done a video together on my channel. It's not up anymore, so don't y'all try to be messy and go find it. I took it down. But we had done a video together, whatever, and we had started off, you know, like, oh, you know, let's hang out, let's do this, let's do that, whatever. She ended up clicking with A, and so she would invite A out places. And I guess it was kind of with the assumption that because me and A are also best friends, that I think she would kind of invite her out at first with the assumption that A would just tell me anyway, because that's always what would happen. A would be like, hey, like we're about to go do this, we're about to go do that. And then we would all end up hanging out anyway, because that's just how it would be. Um, but then eventually it started to become, I feel like she would purposely invite only A because she wanted A all to herself. And that's when it started to get kind of like, okay, this is getting kind of interesting. And A would tell me, she'd be like, yeah, I kind of feel like, I don't know, like I'm just kind of getting that vibe. I was like, bro, me too. Because mind you, again, me and A have been best friends for literally years now. So we talk like literally, like when I say y'all, that's one of the people, A and Kathy. And I have one more friend who I won't mention in this video because it's not relative to this video, but I tell you three bitches everything. Everything. Okay? If I woke up tomorrow and my toe was green, I would tell one of them three, if not all three. Okay? So, me and A were talking, we'd be in communication or whatever. And it started off like that. And then it became like Marjorie would, okay, so basically with this business that she runs, she makes phenomenal money. Like, this we're gonna give credit where it's due. She makes really good money. So at the time, um, A was not in between jobs, but just getting back to working because COVID had basically, and I'm not telling all her business, but she, I told her that I was gonna do a live or like a story time or something. So she wasn't necessarily in between jobs at the time, but she was just getting back into the groove of working because she had been out of work due to C-19. Or can I say that on here? Due to the Rona for so long. So she would be very honest with Marjorie, and she would, like, when Marjorie would invite her out, Marjorie likes to spend a lot of money when she goes out. Now, granted, A is one of my bougie friends. She also likes to spend hella bread, and her money management skills are also on 10. But she one of my bougie friends. She liked to do very high class, oftentimes expensive shit, but she's also down to do the more chill shit too. Like she an Aquarius. She hella flexible. Like she just go with the flow type shit. That's why we get along so great. Cause I'm a Sag. So um A would basically be telling Margie that, like, hey, right now is not the best time for me to be trying to go do this or do that because I have been out of work for, essentially like a year, and I am trying to get my, basically get my savings back right and get everything back right now that I'm starting back working. So Marjorie would always be like, oh, well, I'll cover it. And A, my friend would be like, yo, I don't really feel, I know her, and she's not one of those people that feels comfortable with letting people pay for things. She does not like that. And then also, out of the friend group, A has always been the one that makes the most money. Like, even now that she's back working, she's the highest paid out of my immediate friend group. Um, and but she's always like, she's considerate about it, but she's the highest paid. So my girl is young and making six figures, and we love this for her. Period. Okay. Um, but at the time, again, she was trying to get back on her feet. So she would tell Marjorie, like, hey, I don't really feel comfortable with that, like, because that's not really something I would like to do, is just let people pay for me. Like, I don't feel comfortable with that. Marjorie would basically beg her and beg her, like, it's fine, I don't care, it's cool, this and third, yeah, like, let's do it. And after a while, because not Margie, A would come back and tell me, she'd be like, hey, so and so is inviting me to this thing, but I really don't feel comfortable going because right now, like, I have the money to go, but is it financially responsible for me to go? It's not. So I don't feel comfortable going. And she's offering to pay for me, but I also don't feel comfortable with that. Like, we would have these conversations, she would tell me. And she would just be like, I don't like that. And then she'd also be like, I don't want to seem like the friend where every time you invite me out to something, you got to pay for it. That's just not me. That's not my vibe. Um, and I was like, no, I feel you. Cause I'm like that too. Like, I don't want to be that friend that's like, every time we go out, like, if I got the money to go do it, cool, I'll go do it. If I don't, I'm gonna be the first to let you know, because I don't want any of my friends to have to come out of pocket for me. Not that they wouldn't, but I just don't ever want to be that friend. So she would tell me that or whatever. Boom. I guess after, Marjorie kind of asking and asking over and over again, A would kind of finally be like, all right, we'll do this, whatever it is, like, I'll come. So fast forward, they did that a couple times. It didn't become a regular thing because, again, A's just not like that. But there were a couple times where that would happen. And then Marjorie would be the type to where she would always want to go to the most she would always want to go to the most expensive restaurants, do the most expensive things, and they weren't necessarily like, how some people just like to say they're spending money, and the things that they're spending money on, the quality doesn't necessarily match up. They just like to be able to say that they spent this amount of money. That's kind of how it was going to restaurants with her. It was like the food would not be good, but because it was a like a for money sign restaurant on Google, she want to go. She want to go out and spend $400 or $500 every time she go out type shit, because she gonna make it right back, and that's cool. But the rest of the friend group like, bro, it's a pandemonium right now. It's a panorama. Bitches is not swimming in funds like that. Okay, we did not do the unemployment scam. Okay, not to say Marjorie didn't either, but she made money like she might as well had did it. But so we did not do the unemployment scam like me. We is not finna go out here in New York City. New York City is expensive. Every time you go out in New York, you spend like $100. I promise you, every time you go out in New York, you're gonna spend at least $100. But she wants to spend five. Okay. And then it will be like a case where, those people where, I don't know how to explain it. She would end up being like, oh, I'll cover this or I'll cover that. But then the bill would come and she'd be like, oh, okay, we can all split it. And we like, ma'am, we didn't order this $200 bottle. You wanted that. We ordered what we could afford. I'm like, ma'am, how did I come out here trying to spend? Because granted, New York is expensive, but it is finessable. Like, you can go out and spend under $100, but I promise you, most of the time you're gonna spend at least $100. So we'd have moments where we're like, bro, the goal was to go out here and spend $50. We done spent $150, child. I am crying right now, secretly. Like, it'd be shit like that. So after a while, it was like, nah, we can't keep doing this with you. But there were times where Marjorie would cover A's whole portion. She never offered to cover mine. It was like kind of like weird. Like, it was kind of weird. Not that I expected her to, but it was just like, she would always go out of the way to make sure that that A knew that she would cover her stuff and be like, I'll cover it, I'll do it, like, it's cool, I got you, your stuff is on me. But then I'm sitting there and it's like, girl, I'm broke too. Okay, I'm adult broke. The bills are paid for, but as far as this extra shit, ma'am, it is a panorama. What the fuck? But it was more of like a funny thought. I wasn't feeling any type of way about it. But we just knew that we needed to kind of go about hanging with her a certain way because she liked to spend a lot of fucking money. So, boom. That happens a couple times, whatever, and then they get to it was Marjorie and A's birthday, and then another one of our friends' birthday. We're all in like the same week. They're all Aquariuses. So 3 Aquariuses, okay? Marjorie and A end up going on this trip outside of the country to Mexico. And when they went to Mexico, they invited me to go too, but just at the time, again, I was trying to be very financially responsible. I was like, look, right now, and then also, I don't have my passport yet. I could have got it in time, but I'm like, financially, a bitch can't go to Mexico right now at that time. And so Marjorie had offered to pay for, Marjorie again had offered to pay for A stuff, and my stuff was I would have to pay for all my stuff myself, which is cool. I mean, I'm grown. I would expect that. But it's just weird to a degree that you have 2 friends in the same situation, and one you met through me, but you don't ever extend the favor to me. Now, granted, at the same time, I don't feel no type of way about it. People can do what they want to do with their money. So I don't want y'all to feel like I don't want y'all to feel like I felt any type of way about it. Like, I didn't feel any type of way about it, but I just peeped it. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like kind of like a, okay, like, I guess that's kind of like, it's not weird because I mean it's your bread, but it's weird because you met her through me and you always offering to do things for her and you don't offer any of these same things to me. But I'm just like, okay, you know, it's whatever. Boom. So I didn't end up going to Mexico. They all go to Mexico, whatever. And when they got to Mexico, basically on the night of, hold on, you guys, I'm about to try and carve out this brow. On the night of A's birthday, yeah, like I don't want to, okay, y'all kind of get what I'm saying. Like I'm not trying to, because I'm not at all entitled to anybody else's bread. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it was giving a kind of like a weird vibe, like you want my friend to be only your friend type thing, kind of like, it's, I don't know, it was kind of given like I'm kind of jealous that you guys are closer than me and her are. Even though I keep on offering to do these things for her, I can still tell that you guys are closer, which by default we would have been because me and A been friends for years. So it's like, why would that be, why would that be like a problem, you know? But okay. um so they go to Mexico, and on the night of, and I don't want y'all to feel like I'm just, you know, telling somebody else's story. I literally, this all ties into me too, but I gotta give y'all the backstory. So on the night they go to Mexico, not the night, but on the night of A's birthday, while they're down in Mexico, basically Marjorie makes the whole fucking night about her. She was jealous of, and okay, it's just, I'm trying not to make this a super long story, but I just gotta give you all the details. Basically, okay, so they went down with a group of people. Apparently the group of friends that Marjorie invited down there was acting kind of like hella stank and hella standoffish, minus one girl. And we had kind of noticed in the past that every time she would bring us around people, that would kind of be the energy. Like, it would just be like, when we would bring her around people, the people that we hung out with were very like, oh my god, you know, nice to meet you, very friendly, very easygoing, like just ready to do whatever it was, whatever activity it was that we were all doing, very hype to be around new people, very accepting, just, you know, just don't make it awkward, no nothing. Every time she would invite us to things, and it would be like with groups of people, they would be like, a lot of the girls she would hang with would be on this like weirdo energy shit, like, and you could tell like they weren't even friends. So for her to bring us was like kind of weird because you could tell like they weren't friends. um it was this party group that she would invite us out to, like their events and stuff, that she would go travel with them a lot, but the group itself is very cliquey. And Marjorie would even be like, oh, you know, like I don't really like hanging with them because, you know, when I hang with them this happens or that happens or whatever. And they have like really weird energy and they're very cliquey. But then she would invite us out with those people and they would do the same thing. They would be very like cliquey energy, kind of like just weird, like just weird energy. Okay, so basically she invited, but she continues to hang out with them. I don't know. It's just a weird dynamic. I think some people just genuinely like drama. And by the end of this story time, y'all will understand this is a person that genuinely likes drama and attracts drama into their life, but then says to everybody else. So, they go down to Mexico the night of A's birthday. Marjorie has this huge breakdown on A's birthday, and she's like, oh, nobody in my mentorship likes me. Like the girl, she has a big group of girls that she mentors, and she's like, oh, nobody likes me, da da da, like they say this or they say that. And then she also was mad because we have another friend, me and A, who we've been, not y'all, narcissistic as fuck. Trust me, I'm gonna get there. Narcissistic as hell. I know this person is probably gonna watch this and be so into it because they very narcissistic. Um, we have another friend, me and A. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep this down to minimal characters. This is just real short. When they were on the trip in Mexico, this particular friend, I guess she saw a spider or something, and she tried to wave the spider away. I'm gonna call this friend in. and tried to wave the spider away and ended up accidentally hitting Marjorie in the face while she was trying to wave this, because she freaked out. She saw a spider and it was coming toward her, so she tried to hit it or something and ended up hitting Marjorie in accident. Marjorie was behind her. She went out of her way to apologize several times, and Marjorie was just like, I don't like her. She hit me on purpose. I don't like her. Like, she has an issue with me. She doesn't like me. It would always be just random shit like that. Like, oh, I don't like this person. They got an issue with me, whatever. And what it really was, Anne is very pretty. She gets a lot of attention naturally without having to do anything. She just, she fits the aesthetic that a lot of men are obsessed with. So Marjorie was very jealous of that, because you can tell that Marjorie's the type, like, she likes to hang out with people where the attention will still be mainly on her. So basically, yeah, me and A know that it wasn't even really about the spider. It was about the fact that A had invited in on this trip with them, and that is one of A's best friends as well. I mean, me and A, we're both very close with her. And Margie was already in this atmosphere where she was, just showing that she really wanted A all to herself. And the fact that N was there on this trip with them, and N and A are very close, was irritating Marjorie, but also the fact that N was getting attention from N because she's very pretty. So yeah, so she basically made the whole trip about, oh, I don't like your friend and whoop-de-woo. So the night of A's birthday, not only is she crying about people in the mentorship not liking her, she's like, I don't like your friend. Your friend has a problem with me, like, da-da-da-da. Like, I don't understand what her issue is with me. Like, she always wants somebody to have an issue with her, but don't nobody be having an issue but her. And that's something I noticed early on, but I was just like, you know what? We gonna ride this out. I'm, trying to be nice, Lord. I'm like, you know what, we gonna ride this out. So, but yeah, she was always on some like, oh, so-and-so got an issue with me. Somebody got an issue with me. Wouldn't nobody have an issue, but she like, oh, this person got an issue with me. So, boom. So she made the rest of the trip about, I don't like your friend. I don't like your friend. Your friend doesn't like me. Da-da-da. Nobody in my mentorship likes me. This isn't going right, or that's not going right. Woo-de-woo. And then something else had happened that had made her mad. So she's crying on A's birthday. A's supposed to be getting fucked up and getting turned up, but instead, Marjorie is having a hissy fit, crying and making the whole thing about her. So the rest of the group had went to the next location, it was like a club or something. The rest of the group goes to the club. A is stuck behind with Marjorie, trying to calm Marjorie down on her birthday. Whole birthday destroyed. When A called me and told me that, I was pissed for her. I was like, yo, what the hell? Like, that is literally, hey, I was like, that's so selfish. Like, what the, like, who does that? She could have waited. Like, the stuff that she was complaining about and crying about and doing all this extra shit about, it all could have waited. None of it was time sensitive. None of it was things that had to happen in that moment, right then, right there, on somebody else's birthday. Because if that would have been Margie's birthday, she would have had a fucking fit. She would have had a complete conniption if somebody would have tried to take any of the attention on her birthday off of her. Okay? So boom, that happens. They come back, and then also when they were down there, everybody's want to do activities, want to do this, do that. And Margie is basically complaining about everything they do. They want to go horseback riding. She get on a horse. She talking about she don't like the horse energy. The horse energy feel weird. She panicking on the horse. They wanted to do this or that. It was just like everything they wanted to do down there, she had an issue with. She made it miserable for everybody else in the group. Everybody caught on. And they were just like, yo, like, this is not a good time. And basically when they got down there too, you know how like you normally, again, as for people that just want to spend money just to say that they spent money, basically, instead of like, like if you go out of the country, you kind of want to try foods that are native to wherever you are, Margie didn't want none of that. She wanted to do steakhouses down in Mexico, American steakhouses down in Mexico, expensive ass steakhouses that the food was shitty as fuck. And so A is telling me this. She's like, yo, like she's like this. She's making this trip so miserable. Like everything is like drama. She don't want to do this. She don't want to do that. She only want to eat at these expensive ass American restaurants. Like everything is just like, she was like, this trip is like, she was like, be glad that you didn't come on this trip because this is literally the worst trip I've ever been on. And she was like, after this trip, I don't think I want to keep on in contact with this person because they just don't see anything that they did wrong. So they come back to the States after this trip. And unfortunately, a little while after that, um, A had addressed the trip with Marjorie, and Marjorie just brushed it off. And A was also, A is very upfront. She's very blunt. So she was like, I would prefer not to travel with you again. I do not want to travel with you again. Um, A and Marjorie are both Aquariuses. They're both Aquariuses. But A is the oldest out of her siblings, and Marjorie is the middle child. And I think a lot of this was middle child syndrome. Um, so basically, A is like, I would prefer not to travel with you again after this. And it is what it is. Like, please don't invite me on any more trips because I would, we can still be cool, but I don't want to travel with you. And basically, Marjorie just ignores it and, proceeds to keep on inviting her to stuff. And she's like, I already told you, I don't feel like we travel well together and I'm not traveling with you. Like, she was very, like, just grown and honest. She's like, I'm not doing it. I don't feel like we travel well together. So, no, actually, I love Aquariuses, you guys. A is an Aquarius too. And me and A get along great. Like, when I say literally, that is another friend where we just get each other. Like, we literally we vibe so well. I really, really love Aquariuses. I don't have an issue with them. It's just this particular one. Um, and so, okay, so fast forward, A had ended up having a passing within her family, and she had ended up telling Marjorie about it, and Marjorie's response was not, how are you doing with it, no anything. And let me tell you, Marjorie was the type where, because I had this issue with her too, where anytime you would talk about anything you were going through, she literally would not, how would I say? Anytime you would talk about anything you was going through, Marjorie wouldn't give a fuck. She would wait till you were done talking, and then she would start talking about herself. It was like she did not hear anything you just said. Nothing you just said. Like, literally, absolutely not shit. Not even slightly. So, eventually, it's like, okay, well, I'm just not going to tell you stuff because you don't listen. Like, you just want to talk about you. If it's not about you, you don't really care to talk about it. So I'm not gonna keep telling you shit. I might as well talk to myself. If I'm gonna be talking to myself, I'll have this whole conversation will happen in my head. And I'm fine with that. Period. Y'all, yes, the horse is energy, child. The horse is energy, y'all. Um, but yeah, Margie would not listen to, you could be like, oh my God, I literally just found out that, I have terminal cancer, and she probably wouldn't even stop to be like, oh my God, how do you feel about that? Are you okay? It would just be like, oh my God, that's crazy. Like, you trying to go shopping? Like, it wouldn't, the conversation, or no, let me not even, that's not even a good example. You could be like, oh my God, I have terminal cancer. And her thing would be like, oh my God, that's crazy. That sucks so bad. So-and-so really pissed me off today. Like, oh my God, he's just doing this. Or he's just doing that. You be like, bitch, I just told you I have cancer. My days are limited. I'm going. You just go skip over that? The fuck? She was like that. So A had a passing in the family. She ended up telling Marjorie, and Marjorie's response was, oh, well, she basically, instead of being like, oh, how do you feel about that? Are you okay? Anything, like, nothing. She was like, oh, my uncle just passed from that too. And then proceeded to talk about something completely different that wasn't related to either the uncle or the other family member who A had just had passed away. And it would have been different if she would have said something that you can still relate it. How would I explain it? You can still show somebody that you relate to them, without making the whole thing about you. Like if she would have said, oh, I can imagine how you feel. I recently just had an uncle pass away. So if you want to talk about it, I'm here. If you want somebody to open up to who understands where you're coming from, let me know. I'm a good listener. I'll listen to you. I'm really hoping that you heal. She didn't do none of that. She was like, oh my, whoop passed away from that too, and then skip to the next thing. So boom, so that happened or whatever, and that's when A was really like, you know what, I'm really done with her, because this is OD. And I can't. So after that, A really started to distance herself from Marjorie. So Marjorie, this was more recent, maybe like a week or so ago, had invited A out for had invited A out for drinks. Yeah, basically. Okay, so Marjorie had invited A out for drinks, and A was honest with me. She was like, I really don't want to go alone and it just be me and her, because right now I don't feel like we are in a decent space. um I'm willing to go just because, again, not Margie, but A just isn't, she's not a janky person. She was like, I'm willing to go, but I just don't want it to be just me and her. So she was like, are you trying to come too? So I'm like, okay, yeah, hell yeah, I bet. So because even though I particularly at this point was really turned off of Marjorie as well, I was still like, any opportunity I have to hang out with A, I'm always gonna say yes, because that is literally my bitch. Like we do damn near everything together. Like literally, when you see me out in New York, 9 times out of 10, I'm with A. Um, that's my bitch. That's my bitch. So anyway, so she was like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable going out with her alone. So, would you like to come with me? And I'm like, okay, cool. And also, again, A was kind of like, I just kind of feel like it's weird that she keep on inviting me to stuff and she don't say nothing to you about it, or she don't like talk to you or anything like that. Like it's just kind of like weird. Um, so yeah. So I'm like, okay, y'all, we make plans to go to this specific place to go eat at 6:30 this particular day. Um, this was like last Monday or something, maybe the Monday before, but it was like a Monday. So make plans to go eat at this place at 6:30. 6:30 comes around, me and A are at the place, and A is talking to me and she's like, so Margie just texted me, and mind you, this is at 6:30 when we already are at where we're supposed to be at. So she's like, Margie just texted me and is like, y'all come here instead. And it's a whole nother place and a whole nother part. Y'all, it's New York City. New York City is big. Now, granted, this place wasn't super far, but it's just inconvenient. It's a whole nother place in a whole nother part of New York City. The menu is not like, we literally was like, yo, we trying to do something chill. Again, this is not to say, I mean, because if y'all follow me on Instagram or anything, and I really don't have to explain, but if y'all follow me on Instagram, sometimes I do some bougie shit, sometimes I do chill shit, I do everything in between. But me and my friends, we set the tone before we go out. Are we on bougie vibes? Do we need to be ready to spend a coin? Or are we on some chill shit and we just about to do something chill, that's not going to be like a breaking your pockets? What are we on? And that day, we were on some chill shit. So we get to the place. She like, oh, come to this other place, Marjorie. And the other place, of course, is more expensive. It's out of the way of where we just came from. We're already off the train and everything at this point. We're where we need to be at the first place. Now you telling us to basically say, fuck our plans, come to this place I'm at. You didn't ask either person, do y'all like the menu at this place? Do y'all even want to eat here? I'm here. Would y'all want to come out here if you like the menu? No, nothing. It was just, well, I'm here, so y'all need to come over. Y'all need to rearrange. We said no. So we sat at the place that we were already at, and we proceeded to have drinks and have food and just catch up and talk and just hang out, because that's what we do. We just hang out. So I guess Marjorie felt some type of way. Boom. So she proceeds to, and I didn't notice this until like maybe like a day or two after. Um, I don't know what made y'all. I think my ancestors just be giving me little I don't know. They be tapping me on the shoulder sometimes and I'll just be like, oh, let me go do this. And it'd be something I normally wouldn't go think to do. So this particular day, I was on Twitter. I'm just scrolling on Twitter, whatever. And I had seen a tweet of Marjorie's. And for some reason on this particular day, I said, oh, let me just go on her page or whatever. I don't know why, because I wasn't looking for anything, but I just saw her tweet and I just clicked on her thing. And I seen she wasn't following me anymore. And I'm like, that's weird. Okay. So then I went on Instagram. And I go on Instagram and I go into, how like you can look at people followers or whatever. I type my name in and I see that she's not following me on Instagram either. So I'm like, oh, okay. You trying to be funny. You trying to be hella funny right now. Like, this is like, I don't do that whole, like, that little high school kitty shit, that little messy shit. Y'all, when I tell y'all I don't do that shit and I don't do drama, me and my friend group do not do drama for this particular reason, because it's just unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. Like, for what, So, yes, gotta end the report card, period. Period. Ma'am, you better work. Who is that? Who said that? Zaya Rose. Oh, I don't know if it's Zaya or Zaya. Congratulations, period. I love you too, period. You better get them good grades, hunty. We don't want the best for our subscribers, okay? We don't want the best. But okay, so back to the story, you guys. But basically, no, she was mad that we didn't do what she wanted to do. So I told A, I hit her up and I said, girl, I was like, I think Marjorie feeling some type of way that we didn't rearrange our plans for her, because she unfollowed me off all social medias. And I was like, go check on yours, because I'm pretty sure she probably unfollowed you too. So A goes to look, and Marjorie has unfollowed A on everything as well. So we just like, it literally was not that deep. Like, it just wasn't that deep. Like, girl, like, you the one that was out of place, not us. We were where we were supposed to be at 6:30. You the one talking about go to a whole nother other place. So okay, so boom. So I see that she unfollowed us off everything or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? I'm the type, if you want to be funny. Oh, who passed their cosmetology exam? I didn't see that one. Period. Congratulations, you guys, to everybody. 100,000 said I passed my cosmetology test. I'm licensed cosmetologist now. Period. I love you guys in the chat, just being, just sharing your accomplishments and everybody's congratulating y'all. I love that. That's the type of energy that we like. Period. Yes, congratulations to you guys. That just made me so happy. I'm really happy for you guys, because that cosmetology exam wasn't no hoe, okay? My first one, I was shaking when I went in there. I was shaking so damn bad I felt that bitch. But anyway, okay, so hold on, you guys. I done messed up this little part. Yeah, that first time, y'all, I was shaking, and because I was shaking so bad, I dropped my that would have to be a whole nother story. I'm not even gonna get into that. I'll get distracted. But okay, so basically, I got to the part where she had unfollowed us off all of the social medias and stuff, and we had unfollowed her back. So we're like, because at this point we know Marjorie so well, yeah, if you want to act funny, I get hilarious. And I'm the type, you got to stand on that shit. So now that I see you trying to be funny, because this is the thing. People love to try to make it seem like, oh, it's just social media, or it's just this, or it's just that. Because I know people love to try to make it seem like you are so pressed over them, when it really be they be pressed over you. Okay, so it's just social media. It's not a big deal that she unfollowed us. It's the fact that you purposely you're trying to be funny. This is the thing. It's the shit behind it. You are purposely trying to be funny. You knew that we would see that and we would be like, oh, she must feel some type of way. Like, okay, that's weird. You on some real, like, you moving hella funny, you moving hella weird, and it's all this drama, unnecessary drama for no reason. So I'm like, okay, you want to unfollow? Well, I'm gonna hit block. And I'm not blocking you because I'm mad. I'm blocking you because this weird ass energy you coming with, I don't want nothing, no parts of it. All this unnecessary weird bitch energy, I don't like it. At this point, I block all that. I rebuke all that out of my life. I don't do weird bitch energy. I don't like that. So I said, okay. And I want you to stand on that shit. If you don't want to see any, if you don't want to see me on your stuff or whatever the case may be, I can see if it was some random person or whatever. Maybe they just want to see stuff that's more aesthetic to like the type of content they like, because people will follow you for unfollow you for all types of things, and it doesn't mean beef. It just means, I don't know, maybe they don't see enough of the people they actually know on their page, and so they want to unfollow you because they would see more of the people they actually know if they would unfollow more of the people that they don't know outside of social media. There's all types of things. Cool, that's not an issue. But you trying to be funny. So since you want to try to be funny, I'm gonna be a damn comedian. So now you're blocked. Cause we're not doing the whole back and forth. Now you're blocked. I don't need you looking at shit I got going on. I don't need you lurking. I don't need you doing any of that, because this energy you coming with, I don't like that. So now you're blocked. Um, so boom. So I did that or whatever. But I also was like, you know what? I'm also going to just go ahead and get all this off my chest, because there were just some things that need to be said. So I sent Marjorie an audio. And I'm not gonna lie, the audio was like 5 minutes long, because this was months worth of build up. Because I was just like, bro, like, you just keep doing these weird, dramaed out, shady ass shits to people for no fucking reason. And it's just like, bro, like, for what? Yeah, y'all hit the like button. It's almost 300 people in here. It's 257 people in here, and it's got 56 likes. Y'all better hit this like button. Y'all over here sipping my tea and can't even hit the like. Hold on. Where we do that at? Get this thing at least to 200 likes. Y'all like my story? If everybody watching, shoot, let me know. Let me know. Let me know so YouTube will pay me. Okay, period. Yeah, so more people can see this. Hit the like button, you guys. Hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds. Hit the like button. And so everybody who is telling me that they passed exams and has any type of accomplishment, I'm so happy for you guys. You guys are so dope. And period. We love that good energy. Success is in the air. We love it. So yeah, so I sent her this audio message, and in the audio message, I was just like, yo, I was like, honestly, I can tell from the way that you're moving on social media that this friendship is clearly over. But I was like, I don't even feel like this was a friendship to begin with, because I didn't get anything out of this that you would get out of a friendship. I was like, basically, I was just telling her, I'm like, you're very self-absorbed. We can't vent to you because you make the whole thing about you. You don't even hear us when we vent to you. You've had several instances where you just make the whole thing about you. You want the whole thing to revolve around you. And she was the type where it was like, okay, she has this, mentorship program that she has going on. And how do I explain it? It's like she would purposely do things within the mentorship to make things difficult, so that it would seem like she was crossing some big feat to rearrange things in order to deal with whatever the problem is. I really don't know how to explain it. It was like everything. It's honestly, I feel like her having these people that she mentors really got to her head. Her head was extremely like big and blown up, and she just feels like she's like the queen of everything. And I'm happy for her that she's been able to be successful with this mentorship, but the way that she treats people is just like, it's not good. She's not a good person. So it's just like, it's just not a good person. So a lot of her mentees would basically, people would write reviews, or they would write experiences with her, and they'd be like, oh, she was rude to them, or this or that. and she would go on Twitter and like everything on her Twitter was always so negative. And that's one of the things I said too, as far as like in the audio, because I was just like, honestly, I'm glad that we don't have to follow each other on social media, because your social media is so negative. She always was addressing the negativity out of everything. If there were 100 reviews on anything that she had put together or thrown, there could be literally 89 good reviews. All her focus wouldn't even acknowledge it. All her focus would go on the maybe 2 reviews within the 89 that were negative. And she would just go in, oh, everybody just hates me, and they always just want a reason to not like me, and this and the third, and I just don't understand because I be putting women on and they don't like me, and like, just go. They don't like you because you are nasty to them. You don't talk to them nice at all. You don't have people skills. And then when they say something about it, when they critique you about it, then you feel some type of way. Like, she one of those people where, y'all know those people who want people that want everybody to dislike them so they can say like, oh, people just don't like me because I'm this, or they don't like me because I'm that. But they go out of their way to make sure that people have reasons not to like them. So then they can play like the, oh, nobody likes me card. Like, I'm just so intimidating to other people. Like, they just don't like me because of what I got going on type thing. It's like, no, they don't like you because how you talk to people. That's why they don't like you. They don't like you because how you talk to people. We would take her whenever, again, me and my friends are very, I do not have a dramaed out friend group. I really don't. Me and my friends, we do not argue with each other. We do not get in drama. We do not be talking about each other behind each other back. We don't have to do none of that because literally I have genuine friends. So, when me and A would bring Marjorie around people, she would automatically go to start talking shit. And I'm just like, bro, like, why do you, every time we go anywhere, you always do this? Your comments on everything. Oh, look at what she got on. Look at her hair. Look at this. Look at that. Mind you, your appearance is not even all the way top 10, so you don't need to be commenting on everybody else's. Let them be. Let them be. Nobody is bothering you. Nobody's doing this to you. You come in and everything is, oh, look at the way she laughed. Look at this. Look at that. Da, 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 da. Like, it was just very, it was just so negative. Like, nobody wants to be around that negative energy all the time. I do not like people that always got to talk about other people. I don't like that shit. That mean girl energy, I don't like that shit. But this is the same girl that's like, oh, I do so much to empower women. I'm all about women empowerment. Just on social media be cap, and this is why I say y'all cannot believe everything, because people, it does not matter how much money people make, they still be miserable. It does not matter how much they say they are about this or they're about that. A lot of people in real life, they are not like their social medias. They're not at all. She gives off this persona like, oh, I really love to help other women. She does not like to see other women succeed unless she can take credit for their success. She one of those. And I know that because even with me and A, it was kind of like that weird energy too. Like, it's like she doesn't want to see you do it on your own. She wants to be the one to put you on so that she can say, oh, I did this for them, I did that for them, I put them on, I did this. So basically, the Panda 3031 said, people do that sometimes because it's easier to blame other people than change themselves. Classic narcissist is sad. Projecting self-hatred. No, seriously. And thank you for the donation. But no, seriously. And I'm just like, why do you... It's just so negative. Like, it would just be... Her energy was always so negative. It was always something. It was always a problem. It was always pessimistic. It was always negative. And it was always, like, very delusional, too. Because, like, something really, really small would happen. Ashley A said thoughts on Hey It's Bree. I've seen her channel before. A long time ago. Probably like 2019. Like the first time I moved to New York, I used to see her videos. I haven't seen anything recently. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, basically Marjorie was hella narcissistic and she always talked shit about people and women empowerment, and she really wasn't women empowerment. So, so basically, okay, so I ended up telling her how, you know, I just feel like I just feel like being friends with her is just too much drama or whatever. So, you know, it's fine. I see that, you know, she had unfollowed me or whatever. And I see that clearly she felt some type of way. But I also told her it was very inconsiderate of her to feel like we would have just up and changed plans because one person decided to go somewhere the fuck else that nobody else talked about going to, and then just assume that we were all just gonna jump on board and just go. So, boom, I sent that, and then honestly, y'all, call me childish, whatever. I sent that, I blocked her because I didn't want to hear shit she had to say back, because it would have been one thing. Okay, let me tell y'all. If I knew she had the emotional capacity to take criticism and then respond um based off of what was said and actually have a self-reflective response, I would have left the line of communication open. Eventually, it would have not been open, but I would have left it open long enough for her to at least say her piece. But I already, again, after months of knowing this girl, me and A both already knew how she is. She's not self-reflective at the fuck all. So it's no point in us leaving the line of communication open, because you're not trying to hear nothing we have to say, because it's criticism, and you don't do well with that, so you're not going to receive it anyway. And you're going to be really childish about it, because also she was very childish, and a lot of the shit that she do is childish as fuck. So I'm like, I'm not gonna be acting like no little ass kid going back and forth with you, um arguing all night because you don't get the fucking point. So basically, you know, I said what I have to say. A said what she had to say, and then we had just been like, you know what, we blocking her because we don't want to. We're closing off our energy to that weird ass energy. You just being weird as fuck. So this girl, y'all, let me tell you, I don't like people that do things for other people and then try to throw it in their face after. If that's the case, you should have never done it. So this girl, Marjorie, sends an invoice, y'all, an invoice for $1,000, and the note in the invoice, and it's through PayPal. The note in the invoice gonna say, this is for all expenses owed, and it's probably more than that. A don't owe you shit. A clearly told you several times that you never had to do any of the things you did. She oh my god, my voice just cracked like a 14-year-old boy. She turned it down several times, and you kept on insisting that she go to these places or do these things with you. Mind y'all, also, oh my god, I also forgot. Okay. Marjorie ended up getting her titties done. She had surgery. Okay. Dina Tolan says, chair, is it possible I become a chat mod, please? I feel like I see you in the chat pretty often. When I get done telling the story, I will make you a mod, because I feel like I see you in this chat pretty often. Okay, period. You are my road dogs. So no, so basically, Marjorie had a surgery, and in Miami or whatever, got her, you know, titties done. Cool. A went down with Martin, and this was after they went to Mexico. This was after they went to Mexico, and this was after A had decided that she did not want to travel with Marjorie anymore. But she had already told Marjorie beforehand that she would go do this for her. So she's one to keep her word. So she was like, I really don't want to go on this trip anymore, but I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to take care of her after she gets done with her surgery. So she goes down there with Marjorie or whatever. And Marjorie is like, basically just wasn't giving a fuck about the Rona type shit. So like, A is like, hey, I don't feel comfortable doing certain things just because, you know, I'm about to be back working, and I don't want to be catching the Rona. And they were getting, at this point in time, they were kind of being like really iffy about travel restrictions, like what they were going to do, what they weren't going to do, whatever. Let me pause this right quick, y'all. I need these likes to go up at least to 200. That means there's 70 of y'all that have not liked this yet. 70-ish. It's 251 people in here. Let's get it popping. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up so that more people can find my content, and so that more people can come across my lives, my story times, everything, because that's how I produce more content for you guys. It helps a lot. Honestly, it really, really freaking helps, and it takes literally a second. So please hit the like button. It's free, you guys. Please, please hit the like button. So where was I at? Okay, so basically, boom. They come back from, so A goes down there, she takes care of Marjorie while Marjorie is recovering and all this other stuff. And Marjorie just kind of not giving a fuck, whatever. And so A is like, down there, but she's like kind of like taking breaks from Marjorie type of thing. But she's still like, she's still doing what she needed to do as somebody who went down there to take care of you after surgery. So they come back. They come back to the States, and A ends up getting the Rona from being in Miami with Marjorie. Even though they weren't in Miami partying, but she still, went down there to help her out. She get the Rona. She's out of work for 2 weeks. Marjorie didn't supplement her for being out of work for 2 weeks, for going to take care of her. No. Marjorie went and bought herself a Chanel bag and a Fendi purse. Like, what? And then didn't even ask A if she was okay, if she was doing okay, if she needed anything. Didn't ask her none of that. None of that. She would do shit where it would be like, okay, say me and A would try to make it to all her events, like if we could or whatever. We would go to her events and say we missed one. This girl would literally be on social media. Oh, her friends that did make it out, she'd be, throwing shade. Oh, these are my real friends. These are the only people I need. This is my real circle, my actual circle. Why are you throwing all the shade for no reason, bro? We done made it to like the last 8 things you've done, and we didn't make it to one, and you throwing shade? Not only that, okay, I have a YouTube platform. I also get, I get a little recognition on IG. Again, I'm trying to get my IG to 10K so I can do the swipe up and stuff, so I can do more things. But I'm more active. I'm more active on IG, but I don't know. People just be hating, honestly. That's really what it is. Motherfuckers on IG just be hating. But anyway, so I have a platform, whatever. I invited this girl onto my platform, did a video with her, whatever. When she would have things going on, I'm posting on my IG. My IG stories, y'all, go up. Like when I say a couple thousand when I post on IG stories, like people watch my IG stories. So it's like if I promote your shit on my IG story, a good amount of people gonna see it. So I'm putting hella people on to what she does or whatever. And that's not to say she wasn't putting people on herself, because she's very successful with what she's doing, but just as a friend, like I'm just not no hating ass bitch. I want to see you do great. I'm very proud of my friends, everything they have going on. So I would post her flyers when she got stuff going on. I would post like just random stuff. Like if she had this or she had that, I'd be like, oh, y'all go check out my girl, whatever, she does this, she does that. People who had questions about the field that she works in, I would always direct them to her, y'all. I would have things go on, or when I would see things that she had going on, I would congratulate her, whether it was DMs or whether it was text, whatever, congratulate her. Oh, that's dope, blah, blah, blah. Send hard eyes, whatever. Yeah. I would have things going on for me. She wouldn't promote it. She wouldn't post about it. She wouldn't say nothing about it. Everything was just her stuff, her stuff, her stuff. She would not extend me that same courtesy at all. And again, it's your page. You can do what you want. I didn't feel no type of way, but I definitely peeped, because I'm like, why am I showing someone way more love than they showing me? Way more love than they showing me. She would never post my stuff. She wouldn't congratulate me on shit. No, nothing. If it did not have to do with her, she did not give a fuck. And she was like the type to basically be again, just kind of like jealous. If she couldn't take credit for it, she didn't really want to. If she couldn't take credit for it, then she didn't give a fuck what you had going on. And it's like, oh, but you women empowerment this, you women empowerment that. So basically, after I had sent the audio or whatever, and I was just telling her, I was like, I just don't feel like this is a good friendship or whatever. Like, I don't I don't feel valued as a friend, and I don't feel like you're not a good. I was just basically, I said you're not a good friend to us. But I was very nice in how I said it. I was so nice in how I said it. I was not, because mind y'all, this is somebody who just going back to the social media platform things, this is somebody who was was pretty decent size on Instagram or whatever. Her that page got hacked or deleted or whatever, so she's having to restart. But people follow her every move because again, the field that she works in is very taboo. People have questions about it, especially black women have questions about it because black women, as far as I've seen, have not been able to do what she's been able to do in that particular field. Um, so basically, after I said everything I said about it or whatever, um, I had went because of course, y'all. Okay, this part was a little messy, but I'm gonna admit, I'm not perfect. So me and A were on the phone. I said, I bet you if we go on Twitter, I bet you she talking shit. And I said, I bet you she talking shit. So I went on one of my y'all. I have like a little decoy Twitter page. Not to go spy on anybody. I have this decoy page because um for personal endeavor reasons, but but this page is not, it's not a page. I promise y'all, it's not a page I use to go spy on people. But in this particular instance, I said, you know what? Let me get on my little decoy Twitter. So I went on the little decoy Twitter, whatever. Oh, I hate me so bad. Oh God, I hate me so bad. I went on the decoy Twitter and me and A are on the phone. I said, I bet you she talking shit. So she on Twitter, she just being so childish. She like broke bitches shouldn't go on vacation. Mind you, A had told her several times she was not trying to go to Mexico because financially at that time it just wasn't smart. Marjorie offered for A to go. And then she like, oh, broke bitches shouldn't go on vacation and da 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 da. That's why I hate going on vacay with broke bitches. Then she was like, oh, in reference to my audio, she was like, I'm listening to this audio cackling. Mind you, we know her too well. She was not listening to the audio laughing. I'm just like, she was like, what else she say? She was like, this audio is giving pressed. It's just social media. It's not that deep. I'm like, not you trying to minimize everything I send this audio to me being mad over an unfollow when I'm literally more popping on social media than you. I don't need your follow. At the fuck all. Like, we grown as fuck. But I know that some of these kids that do YouTube are really into social media. The maybe like the 21 and under crowd. Yo, I am 27. I don't give a fuck about an unfollow. I don't give a damn. I don't give a flying fuck. She like, but my thing was for you to try to reduce everything I said to that because you're mad that you got called out. I'm just like, oh girl, then she was like on Twitter saying just talking mad shit, just like mad shit. And then we had also experienced with her from the past, that she liked to take things that people say and twist them all around. So we knew that some of these tweets when we saw them, we were like, oh yeah, she's trying to twist things. Literally trying to twist things so that it makes it seem like certain people are talking shit about other people, but we know from being around her that she will purposely do that in order to create drama where there does not need to be drama. Like I remember one time she asked me about a friend of ours, about N, when before they went on the trip to Mexico. She said, oh, how is you guys' friend N or whatever? And I said, N is really cool. She's not the friendliest when it comes to guys, but I mean, she's not like mean. She just kind of like standoffish. Like she don't like to be in niggas' faces. She cool as fuck, but she don't like to be in niggas. Well, I'm not gonna say don't like to be, like to a degree, like, if you're a heterosexual female, you probably like to be, but she does not friendly when it comes to niggas. Like she not mean, but she not friendly, if that makes sense. So I was just like, I had told that to her, whatever. But I was like, but overall, like when it comes to other women, she's very nice. She gets along with everybody. She cool. Like she just be vibing. She just do her own thing. Why does girl take that, and when she was mad at Ann for smacking the spider and accidentally hitting her, and she was talking to A about it, she's like, oh, even Cherry said that, Ann has a bad attitude and she this or she that. I'm like, girl, first off, little bitch, I ain't saying none of that. Don't be adding extra sauce to try to create drama. I don't like people that do that. Oh, I don't like when people do that. Don't try to, you are trying to create drama. You are messy as fuck. It's the delusion for me. I'm like, bro, I do not like when people put words in my mouth because that is how unnecessary drama gets started. I'm not here for that, y'all. When I say literally, I'm not one of the people. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like drama," and then they secretly like that shit. I do not like that shit. I do not be in drama. I be out the way, minding my motherfucking business. This right here is the first shit. This the only drama I've had in about it's been some years. I mean, of course, outside of my ex cheating on me, but that's not drama. Because of that wasn't really avoidable. Because of course there's gonna be drama. Because nigga, you cheating. The fuck. So yeah, it would just be stuff like that, like just twisting up what people are saying or whatever, trying to make it seem like people is talking shit about, other people in the friend group or doing this or doing that. Trying to make it seem like people is moving funny. And it's like, bro, nobody's moving funny but you. Like, stop doing this shit. Like, nobody's trying to be messy. Like, you want to create these messy ass situations for no reason. It's just too much. And looking back on it, I'm like, some of the people that she's fallen out with in the past, I'm like, now that I've experienced, like, how she is overall, I'm like, them people probably honestly didn't even fall out with you. You probably did something to them. And they realized they didn't really want to be around you no more. That's what it is. Cause for you to feel like, I don't know. And granted, and me and myself and A had got this energy from her before. Even before she sent the invoice and everything, A was like, I don't really want to accept things from her because I can tell, like, something just tells me she the type to hold thing, like, to do things for people and then hold it over their head, or to do things for people and then to act like she owned you because she did something for you. And it's like, if that's the case, don't offer to do shit. Don't offer. You don't own anybody because you did something for them that they didn't ask you for. You shouldn't have done it. You acting like you doing it out of the kindness of your heart, like you just want to do something nice for somebody, or oh, I just fuck with you, so I'll do this for you. And then the first time you get mad, the minute you get mad, or they tell you about yourself, then it's, oh, nah, you owe me some money. Girl, nobody owe you shit. I do not like that. And then she was on Twitter too, trying to say basically, y'all, oh my god, y'all, it's just too much tea. She was on Twitter too, basically trying to say, and this was the last thing I seen, because literally after the first little couple things, I was like, I'm not about to, keep on going on her stuff, because that's what she wants. She like messy shit. Like, I'm not about to give that satisfaction. I'm going to look at this stuff, and I'm still not going to dress none of it, because y'all, I know that she was itching to see us talk shit about her on Twitter. She was itching, and both of us were like, well, we're not going to talk shit, because literally that's what she's waiting on. She wants us to talk shit so bad because she wants to be able to say, oh, woe is me, people don't like me, I intimidate people, people just don't like me because of the position I'm in, and and people always got my name in their mouth, and she liked to feel important like that. So we were like, no, we're not gonna talk shit, because literally she'll eat that shit up, and we just don't care. We literally just don't care. She has said, what else? It was one more thing. Ugh. I wish I could remember. Wow, I just had it on the tip of my tongue. Maybe it'll come back to me. But yeah, no. I said, oh no, this is messy as hell. I cannot. Y'all hit the like button. I'm gonna keep reminding y'all. Let's get it to 200 likes. It was just messy. I'm like, you on Twitter saying this or saying that, talking about, this person talking about that person. Oh, that's what it was, y'all. She gonna try to say on Twitter, oh, my friends warned me about bringing new people around me, and they warned me about them, and your friends ain't warn you about shit because we ain't do shit to you. You the one that lives in drama. You live in drama and for drama. Everything around you is drama. And it's not that drama finds you. You find drama. You attract drama into your life. Your friends did not warn you about shit. We literally did not do anything to this girl. That's what, oh my God, y'all, people like that are so annoying. Like, literally, it's the delusion. Like, to go on Twitter and try to make it seem like you are the victim and everybody's just so like, oh my God, what was me? Like, I didn't do anything and we're 7 likes away from 200, y'all. I know it's 7 of y'all in here that can hit that like button. That's not per. Okay? But no, I'm just like, me and A was literally just sitting there like, yo, we dodged a bullet. Like, we're getting ready to enjoy the fuck out of New York summer. And it is what it is, yo. Like, we're about to enjoy the summer so much without drama. Like, we do not, my friend group does not do drama, bro. She was gonna have to go either way because my friend group does not, like, we're not here for the drama, the mess. It's so unnecessary. Like, life is so much easier when you don't attract bullshit into your life for no reason. Like, why? Why would you want to make shit harder for yourself? It's like she enjoy making shit harder for herself so she can get flustered so everybody can, like, all the focus can be on trying to calm her down or, like, trying to, like, soothe her in that moment while she's freaking out. And she don't be freaking out. She be put on a show because she likes attention. Y'all, literally, that shit was so crazy. So that's my messy influencer story time because this is actually somebody that a lot of people that's very big in this specific community that she's in up here in New York. And the thing is, like, even when we were cool with her, there had been a lot of instances where, like, people just were not vibing with her. And she would always tell us, and we'd be like, oh, basically just be like, oh, maybe it's this or maybe it's that, trying to be like, there's got to be a reason. Like, people just aren't not vibing with you for no reason at the fuck all. But now we see it's not that those people are not vibing with her. She's not vibing with them people for whatever the case may be. Like, maybe she feel like they're a threat or whatever, and she doesn't like the fact that they are able to do, similar things to her, to what she's doing, because she doesn't like that. Like, she wants to be the only one doing what she's doing, or she wants to be like the main one. And when other people can successfully pull it off, it irritates her. She don't like it. So yeah, that's my, I feel like this is longer than that's my little, my little story time. I said it was gonna be a mini story time, and I went ahead and told the whole damn story, y'all. I hate me. I'm so annoying. Let me read some of the comments. I totally understand what you're talking. Well, this is NKH. I totally understand what you're talking about, Cherry. I can't stand a miserable chick with money. Like, girl, live your best life. You got the means to. Yeah, like, y'all, like, when I say literally, this being friends with her in the time that we were cool with her was really my first taste into seeing when people are like, money doesn't, what did they say? Money doesn't buy happiness. That was my first taste into really seeing that, because this person is not they like to play happy and always like bragging about, you know, everything that she is able to buy and everything that she gets and everything that, you know, men get her and this that, and the third. But she's not happy for real. Um, Money does not buy happiness, and this situation really showed me that. Like the time that I spent with this person really, really showed me that. People be having bread and still be super, super miserable. Super miserable. And some people are just miserable people. Like some people are just like that. Like, you know? But yeah, that was crazy. It was really the invoice for me. I said, oh my God. No, she did not offer to do all this stuff and then gonna send an invoice because she mad. I think I think I'll still make this a pre-recorded just so I can tell a shorter version. So that instead of this being a over an hour long story time, it'll just I can chop it up into like 30 minutes. So I'm still gonna do a pre-recorded. So if you guys, you know, caught the live, still go buy my pre-recorded and give it a thumbs up. But I'll probably wait a little bit to do the pre-recorded. I honestly was gonna wait to do this live because I was like, or I was gonna wait to talk about this period because this person again is very narcissistic, and I was like, I don't even want them to get the satisfaction of being like, oh, so and so is talking about me on their channel, because I know that's exactly how, you know, how she's gonna feel. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna tell this story while I get ready to tell some other stories. During this time, exposes about people will come out. People who are low vibe need to heal their traumas. If not, they will remain stuck in their own hell. Yes, girl. Happy, happy. You are right. People literally, people, y'all, like I said, people really be miserable, high key. And money cannot change it. Because no matter how much money people have, people people all want one thing, and that is authenticity and genuine connections, no matter how much money. And when people can't create that, there's no amount of money that can fill that void. Okay, let me see these comments. Woo child, she's so low vibrational, needs to work on getting her vibrations together. Sunshine Pie 416. Yeah, girl. Mela Miss says she doesn't want anyone to get along. She wants everybody to be her friend. No, deadass. She doesn't. She one of those people where she does not want her friend groups to get along. She wants everybody to revolve around being friends with her. So yeah, it's super crazy because to anybody who hear the story from her, it's gonna be, oh, you know, they just, I did this for them and I did that. She didn't do shit. Well, not for me at least. Not a goddamn thing. Not shit. She invited me to her events, and I got to go to the event for free. And that was me, wanting to support her and her wanting me to be there. So don't even try to act like she gonna try to play it off like, oh, I did this for her, I did that. No, you begged us to come, and we came and support you because we're good friends. We would have came even if she didn't beg us, because again, like, we wanted to go. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to make it sound like we didn't want to go, but it's like, don't try, bitches, like we was just groveling at your feet to go to this event, and just did such a big favor for us by letting us come. Like, she used to be really excited when we would come. Like, she would literally be like texting us like before we got there, like, hey, are you guys close? What time are you gonna be here? Because I know, like, once y'all come, like, y'all gonna have it turned up or this and that third. So don't go back and act like you was out here like just, oh, I was just doing bitches favors left and right and they ungrateful. Don't go doing that. Because we have receipts. Somebody said, I just hope I'm not following her anymore. Mm, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of y'all probably are. But that's just because y'all don't have a way of knowing, like, when we in influencer spaces do stop, hanging with people, or we stop aligning, unless we specifically say who it is, y'all don't have a way of knowing. So it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, anybody who follows me is a dub if they still follow her, or this, that, and the third. No, if you do, that's okay. That is literally okay. It's social media. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, y'all, I don't know. I do not like getting sucked up in the drama. I surely do not. And then it was also, okay, so I am going to say this. I would notice this too. And this is something else that I feel like was some real, like, I'm low key hating, and I don't want to see you do better than I could do. So basically, um, this girl also had a sugar daddy who, apparently sugar daddy, he had a lot of money. He has multiple sugar babies or whatever. He can afford it. New York is literally the capital of, like, freaking millionaires. They're all over. Um, Literally all over. You just have to be in the right places. So she'd be like, oh, um, I have this sugar daddy, and he, she said she had showed him a picture of me, and he was interested in, I guess, bringing me on as one of his sugar babies or whatever. And she was like, we don't do anything with him or whatever. He cool. She was like, some of the girls do, but she was like, I don't. And she was like, I gotta introduce y'all. Like, he likes your look, da da da, whoop de whoop. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Um, Shit, I don't know. Shit, set it up. It's New York. It's expensive. Cool. Um, I'll see if I like his vibe. If I like his vibe, cool. If I don't like his vibe, hell no. And so, she would say that, and she has said that a couple times. But then, of course, just magically would never introduce me to this man. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm not finna ask you about it, because at the end of the day, you brought that up. That's your thing that you got going on. Like, I'm not about to press you about that. Like, that's your thing. But she would magically just never actually make it happen. So I'm just like, okay, like, clearly you don't want me to meet him for real. You just, I don't know why you told me, because you don't want me to meet him for real. I don't know if you feel like I'm gonna meet him and he's going to like me better, or it's gonna fuck up and it really couldn't have fucked up her hustle because again, she gonna be straight regardless. Like this is not no broke bitch we talking about. Like honestly, she might be janky, but she far from broke. Like I'ma always give credit where it's due. Um, so I don't know if she just didn't want. I don't know. I guess maybe she just didn't want the attention to be less on her. So she just made sure that never happened. Or she would always be like, "Oh, I gotta take y'all to the gun range or to the cigar lounge," because there are certain places, y'all. And mind you, I feel like she feels like we need her to know about these places, but we really don't. New York is so big. There are girls left and right in New York, you guys, freestyling and getting hella cash from these freaking men, finding sugar daddies left and right. You don't need to. It's New York City. The opportunity is very much so here. So it's not like you need to mentor under somebody else to find these places. You just gotta do the research. So I don't know if she kind of like felt like we needed her for these places, but we really don't. But she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take y'all here or take y'all there, like to the cigar lounge. I'm gonna take y'all to the gun range with my sugar daddy, and um, he has friends, and y'all can meet the friends or whatever, and basically, and start sugaring through the friends or whatever." Um, and we're just like, okay, cool. But again, we're not gonna press you on it because you brought it up. I'm not about to press you on that. Like, I'm not about to be like, "Oh, when are we going? When are we going? When are we gonna make this happen?" Now, I did say now for the gun range and shit, I did bring it up maybe like a time or two after that, and I was like, "Oh, like when are we gonna?" Because that when I was like, okay, like that's more of like an open like free game type thing. Like we gonna go to this place is that's where they hang. So, you may find one, you may look up, you may not. I'm definitely hold on, let me grab my comb, you guys. Ooh. I'm definitely down with getting back into the sugaring space. So I'm not gonna like if you invite me to those type of things, I'm not gonna be like, "Oh no," like, I'm gonna be like, "Okay, yeah, let's make it happen." So, oh, excuse me. She would invite us to those, like, to things like that. And then, of course, it would just magically never happen. It would just, as soon, it was weird. It was like she would invite us, but as soon as, and I don't know, I think it was even more weird because it's like she would invite us, but as soon as I would ask about it, it's like she would be all of a sudden, like, not so pressed to do it. And I'm like, okay, so why do you invite us out to this? And I really feel like what it is um I'm confident and I'm pretty. A is pretty as hell, okay? Period. That's my bitch. She is pretty as hell. Um but as far as seeing it for herself, sometimes A is still getting to that point where she sees it for herself, but she's like mad pretty. But she's still getting to the point where she sees it for herself. So I feel like I don't want to say this. I feel like A's confidence was not a threat to Marjorie. So that's why she was so much so more willing to bring A out to things or to do things with her because, she just knew that A would kind of play like background friend. And I feel like with me, it's like when you go out with me, I'm a confident person. So I might start off a little shy, but once I open up, like I'm very like it is this what it I just do my thing. Like I love to talk to people. I love to meet new people. When you get me in a setting with new people, I flourish. I love meeting people. So as soon as I get into that space, I want to talk to people. I network. I'll do all that. I feel like because she kind of like peeped that, I feel like that's why she was more hesitant to pursue like when she would throw those ideas out. If I seemed like I was too Oh, don't. Okay, somebody got it right. Do not put any of her social media ads in the chat, please. Be respectful because that's not what this is for right now. Just please don't put any of the ads in the chat. I'm not trying to be messy like that. Um, but yeah, like I'm just like I just really was getting a vibe that it's like, okay, like you you put these ideas out, and as soon as I be like, okay, it's a go, then you don't want to do it no more. Like that's weird. Like I can go to the cigar lounge without you. I can go to the gun range without you. I know how to play golf, and my swing is immaculate, and white men literally eat it the fuck up. They love it. Like no, you're fine. I know you didn't mean it. Um is it Sade Aubrey? I know you didn't mean it. I just don't want it to get messy. So yeah, just don't put the actual at in here, but you're fine. I know you weren't trying to be funny. Um yeah, so it's like I could do all these things on my own. So it's like, girl, you are not holding nobody back by trying to gatekeep these places. It's literally, y'all, I can't emphasize that it's New York City. The opportunities are endless as fuck. They're literally endless. In other cities, I feel like everybody be going for athletes and shit. Here, it's hella niggas with startups. It's that tech money. It's that private equity money. It's that freaking what is it? Hedge fund CEO money. It's y'all. It's New York City. It's literally one of the most expensive cities to live in the U.S. It's plenty of money out here, and how people be acting like, oh, like, all y'all want to be sugar babies. There's not a sugar daddy for all y'all in New York. It's just sugar daddy for all these bitches. Period. Especially the ones that got multiple. They're literally everywhere. The only reason, honestly, the only reason I haven't been sugaring lately, like I used to the first time I came up here, is because I just be working so much. Oh, I didn't realize I had this right here already. I be working so much. That's the only reason I haven't been out, dating and stuff like I was the very first time I moved to New York. If y'all been following me for a long time, the very first time that I moved up here, I was going on sugar daddy days left and right. Child shit. I'm finna go back. They was taking me to, girl, when I say they was taking me to some good eats, okay? My food was immaculate. I definitely want to go back to sugaring. It's ghetto out here. Otherwise, it's hella ghetto out here. These niggas don't want to spend no bread. I'm gonna spend somebody old white grandpa money. I'm not saying it's easy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's easy, y'all. Um, I know that the way I just put it out there kind of makes it sound like it's easy. They're out here, and they're definitely just by the masses. It's not easy though, because a lot of them want to waste your time, and a lot of them want to see how much they can get out of you for free. Um, and a lot of them aren't, like, they be having the money, but they're not about that lifestyle for real, like they think they are. So it's a lot of filtering through them that you got to do, but they out here. It's definitely not impossible. So yeah, that is my story time, you guys. About my messy influencer experience. And again, I'm probably gonna do this again in a pre-recorded. So now that I done got this little thing back here all tangled, I'm probably gonna tell this again in a pre-recorded. So if y'all see it again, just stop by and give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Okay, I'm about to, whoo, shit. That took a lot. Oh, this is not in the middle, but that's okay. I'm about to do my hair, and then, because this is not the end result, y'all. This is looking very wigglicious. I'm about to make this like scalp. And then after I do this, I have 2 more stories I'm about to record today. So yeah, I'm having a content day. Because I was supposed to be working today, but I literally had a pinched nerve the last 2 days. And I did not I mean, I've had one before, but never like as bad as that one was. Oh my god, y'all, when I said that shit hurt so bad, I couldn't even move my neck or my shoulder yesterday. And the day before, it was pretty bad too. So I literally was just like, I need some time to get back right. So today I'm a lot more, I got my mobility back, kind of. Like, I still, when I do certain things, it still hurts. But I got a lot of my mobility back. But I was like, let me just get one more day, because it'd be just my luck. I go into that damn shop, and somebody come in there with some crazy ass feet, and I fuck up my nerves again trying to do their toes. So yeah, I'm about to put my lashes on and do my hair, and then record some more stories for you guys. So yeah, give this video a thumbs up, you guys. And I will see you guys in my next live. I'm back on my bullshit, okay? I'm trying to really come out with more content for y'all. Like, I went on a little hiatus, but now I'm back. So hopefully I can start to at least do a video a week. That's the goal. That's the freaking goal. Everybody have a great rest of your afternoon. Thank you for tuning into this live. I know it was super long. Thank you for writing it out. And I will see you guys. I love y'all. Y'all are so dope. Y'all always support everything I do, and I fuck with it. And yeah, bye, you guys.